All right, Libra. So these two kind of worry me a little bit, but we'll get into this. So Libra, this week from Lay Vampire, you pulled jealousy, envy, punishment, and changing course. And then from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled wisdom. Now, jealousy is really talking about how you need not accept what others are saying about you. You are beyond their judgment and their words are false. You are trustworthy and a beautiful soul, which is part of the blessing. And then when you're talking about working with this card, basically it's saying that you can rise above this kind of jealousy and envy that you are going through from other people. It's one of those things where, people may be jealous of the things that you have and trying to punish you for it, which isn't right. Now, wisdom, there's a part of the legend in this card that I really like. But the quote for this card says that wisdom is knowing the difference between a calculated risk and stupidity. But the legend says we must learn from our mistakes. Before you worry about something, ask yourself if it will be important in the future. Enjoy your present form as we all change with time. So, the big thing is for some of you, you may be ignoring the wise counsel that's coming through, which is a part of wisdom, because you may be too focused on what other people are saying or how they're making you feel because they're jealous of you. Now, the inspiration says, is there some wise counsel that you have sought only to ignore? Are you trying to do things alone? A solution may come from those more experienced than yourself. Stay in the present moment and do not let your thoughts jump ahead. The personal question says, do I go with my heart or against it? Am I ready to live in leadership? The key ideas are wise counsel, focused energy, honoring yourself, contribution, being chosen, contentment, and transformation. Now, honoring yourself can be hard when you're having to listen to people who are saying things about you that, are coming from a negative place, only because they wish they had what you did. All right, Libra, here we go. Here's the energy coming through. Ugh. Yuck. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. The Eight of Swords is, you're not really trapped here. You're allowing yourself to be trapped. Whether it's you're trapping yourself mentally or within a situation, it doesn't matter. There's fear. There's fear of moving forward. You can't do that to yourself. And even if you have people around you that, maybe making you feel bad, you can't let that affect you to the point where you can't move forward in your own life. And in the past, the Hierophant, I worry seeing that. So, when you look at the Hierophant in terms of, wise counsel, right? It can go both ways here, but the feeling that I'm getting between the Hierophant and the Eight of Swords is that for some of you, you may have been dealing with somebody who has got you in a certain mental pattern and you're not willing to do things your own way. When you're looking at the Hierophant, first of all, it is doing things that is, the way that it works for you. Doing things in the traditional way. Doing what works for you, right? But if it's got you trapped in this spot where you can't move, it's not right, And then in terms of a person coming through, when you're talking about wise counsel from another person, unless this person is telling you that you have the right to do things the way that you feel is the best for you instead of them telling you how to live your life, that's kind of the feeling that I have. It almost has that feeling of immortal from Lay Vampire, right? You don't want to be listening to that kind of counsel. That is definitely something you want to ignore. But I don't know. He feels weird for me looking at the Eight of Swords. So in the present, the Page of Cups. Now, normally it would be like, oh, okay, so, messages of love, right? A new emotional experience. But again, with the Eight of Swords being the signifier here, that's where my worry comes in because your central focus is there. Now, if you have a person coming through that is trying to get you to see that, there is a way for you to have better emotional experiences, then yeah, that's great. But I worry here. I worry. Yeah. Okay, so Libra, when it comes to the messages that you're receiving, whether, somebody is trying to open you up to a new emotional experience, you are not seeing it for what it really is when you're looking at the Seven of Cups. Because, I mean, look at it, right? It's La La Land. It's being in fantasy land, riding a dragon over a rainbow. Come on, right? The problem with the Seven of Cups for me is, if you have different options in front of you or different ways that you can go, you're not seeing it because you're too worried about how it will develop in the future. It's one of those things where when we fantasize about something, okay, so if I make this choice, what will happen, right? But your fantasies aren't what may really happen. And that's the problem there. You have to be careful about your emotional attachments to the options you have. But my problem is, I feel like somebody set you into fantasy mode. And it's got you, in this like bad spot where you're like stuck. I just worry. I worry about the messages that are coming through because of these two cards sitting here. Your best path to follow, you need to break yourself free of that. Because, I mean, look at her. She's like turning her back on all of this. Like, no, I'm done with this, right? I'm going to take that leap of faith. The faith that I know is true for me. Because I do feel like this pushy energy here with the Hierophant. It's funny because usually when that comes through, I'm like, oh, okay, good, grounded, right? Getting a better understanding. But for some reason, for some of you, he feels funny to me. But it's like Spirit is trying to tell you here that, and that's the other thing that I'm feeling around it is, if you have an opportunity here with the Page of Cups, whether it's, somebody, communicating with you about like sharing a new emotional experience that maybe you've been fantasizing about. This could be a situation where somebody is keeping you stuck in a different situation. But it's like the Fool is saying that you need to, be willing to take that leap, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you don't know what's going to happen. It's like stop fantasizing about what could be and just go with it, and see what happens. Very rarely do I see the Fool in this position. So for Spirit to be telling you this, I mean, especially with the Eight of Swords being there, yeah, And certainly don't let anybody block you. But then again, at the same time, you need to be willing to take the leap of faith for yourself and understanding that, there may not be any more pain for you. So stop fearing that, right? Oh, in your environment, the Queen of Swords. Now, it's funny because I love when she shows up for you guys because immediately I feel your energy. And again, the feeling here is that somebody has got you in a set way of thinking. So anything new that's coming through may be, a scary thing where you can't really move forward. You're not able to do it. When you're looking at the Queen of Swords, again, the back is turned to this crap, right? That is definitely you. You tapping into your own energy. But my problem with that is, are you like truly cutting through the bullshit here? Or, are you holding on to this fear-based thinking because of something that somebody else has said to you? I mean, what worries me is, the Queen of Swords, I don't see her being the type to take a leap of faith. This is somebody that hangs on to the bullshit from the past. That is why she is the way she is now. She'll hear what is being said to her, but she's, to the point, right? And she's very sharp. She's the type of person where if somebody tries to pull some emotional crap around her, she's like, boom, she calls it for what it is. That is it. I'm going to cut right through that crap. I don't listen to that, right? If you're not coming to me with logic and reason, it's not going to go through with her. So my worry is if somebody's got you so set in a certain way of thinking, if you have a different kind of message coming through, are you blocking it out when you should be going with the flow on this? Oh, very nice. Your hopes and your fears, the star. You're wanting healing. Yes. And that's good to see. Beautiful. Now, in terms of, because I see this as two very different energies. Now, if you're dealing with another air sign, you're looking at Aquarius here, and this could possibly be, another person coming through telling you to cut through this shit, right? And stop being so scared and stuck in a position that is, not real. It's not real. The star is good though. I mean, whatever pain from the past has happened here when you're looking at the Queen of Swords, you're looking at healing. But again, needing to go with the flow of things. You and Virgo, I'm telling you, I don't know what it is with you two, but you guys are close. There's kind of the same path being taken here. You're doing it in your own unique way, but there's still that resounding message between the both, where there's a need to go with the flow of events that are happening, but definitely healing and emotional balance for you. So maybe, you won't be so fearful when new emotional opportunities present themselves. Oh, and then the outcome. Libra. What is happening there? I need a clarifier on that. The Five of Swords, when you're looking at it here, it could definitely be you just trapping yourself mentally and it's going nowhere. You're just going nowhere here. When it comes to, you needing to really cut through this kind of bullshit and take that leap for whatever is happening here, I don't think that somebody's going to be very happy about it. Because, look at it, it does depict the betrayal with the swords going in her back. Okay, so when you're looking at the Nine of Cups and you're looking at the Seven of Pentacles, the immediate question is, are you truly happy with what you have? When you're looking at the Nine of Cups, this is emotional fulfillment, but enjoying the things that you have. Are you truly happy with it? Because the Seven of Pentacles is suggesting that you're reevaluating that. And it may be causing some conflict when you're looking at the Five of Swords. And I do think that for some of you, it may have to do with an outside influence. Whatever this influence is with the Hierophant, whether it is, a spiritual advisor, your pastor, priest, counselor, whatever that Hierophant represents to you, I get an iffy feeling around it. I don't want to say that they're trying to do something bad to you. I just think that their set way of thinking may not be the right path for you, And then the other thing too is if you're just looking at it as a general energy, you got to stop being so damn rigid with your own beliefs. No matter what it is, the belief that, nothing good will ever happen to you or that you won't see anything better than what you already know. You got to get rid of that. And be that ass kicker, damn it. Cut through that bullshit. But still, the question remains, why are you trapping yourself mentally? Because it's all the way through here, all the way through. When something new presents itself, why are you stopping? The star is good to see that there will be healing, which is good with that Five of Swords sitting there, which really bothers the piss out of me. But I do think that it's happening because you're going to start questioning, what is your happiness? What truly makes you happy? Are you happy with the way things are right now? The Seven of Pentacles is suggesting you're looking at that differently. I've put all this time and effort into something. Am I truly seeing the results that I want? Are you truly happy with what you have manifested in your life? All right, Libra, we're going to take a look at the soul trees to see what else is going on for you guys. I worry, but at the same time, I with the Fool and the Star showing up, I'm going to say the same thing to you that I said to Virgo. The energy that you have around you is more powerful than what you're going through. But only you can trap yourself mentally. And it's going to be up to you to get yourself out of that. Intuition, detachment, and energy. New energy happening around you. And it's new emotional energy at that. And not only that, but new energy being flowed into your intuition. Your intuition knows better, and it's telling you that you need to detach yourself from that kind of thinking. There's no reason to trap yourself mentally. If you have, the opportunity to experience something that's new and emotional, why continue to trap yourself in that type of thinking? Your intuition knows better. And if there's new energy happening around you, it's definitely the healing that is going on and your ability to finally take a leap and go after something new. Even though you may not know what is going to happen, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And your intuition knows that. Reconciliation, someone from your past is returning to your life. Wow. For some of you who, man, you may have a relationship starting with somebody from the past, but there needs to be some healing of the past. Wow, Libra, this one, it puts me on edge. But then at the same time, I feel like the more powerful energy around you is going to outweigh the negative that is happening. But it is truly going to be up to you. Your intuition is telling you that you know better. You need to detach from this kind of stuff so that you can experience the new energy, right? And it goes the same way with relationships. I worry about the Five of Swords, but looking at the clarifiers, I do think that maybe this is you trying to, trap yourself. But then at the same time, it's like, are you really betraying yourself by questioning if you're truly happy with where you're at? Or are you going to allow that healing to come in where you take the time that you need to put, effort into what is truly going to make you happy? All right, Libra, I think this is the very first reading I've ever done where the Hierophant feels iffy to me. Now, normally when this card comes through, I'm like, okay, feeling a little bit more grounded, getting a better spiritual understanding of what you're going through. But I don't know, something about this just doesn't seem right. If this is a person, I don't think that they're, intentionally trying to hurt you. It could be possible. But whatever is coming through has got you trapped. It's got you trapped and set in a certain way of thinking. Now, as far as the Hierophant goes, if it's not a person that you're dealing with, this is basically you being too rigid in the way that you're thinking. And it's saying that now you need to break yourself out of that. But I worry. It bothers me. But I think the reason why all this stuff is happening is because you have this coming through. Now, whether somebody is trying to offer you a new emotional experience or you're just, receiving messages of a new opportunity that makes you feel different emotionally, I think you're blocking it out. And it may be because you're so used to, thinking in a certain way. I mean, the both of them, right? Emotions do not factor in with the Queen of Swords. Now, on the other hand, when you're looking at counsel, this may be somebody coming through that is trying to help you do some healing. I worry, though, because of the Five of Swords. And watching it go through from the Seven of Cups to the Eight of Swords to the Five of Swords is like, wait a minute. When you're looking at the Seven of Cups, either you have some fantasies surrounding this new emotional experience, but you may be trapped mentally. And you may think that, it's not real. It's not real. The other thing, too, is, this kind of thinking and trapping yourself isn't real either. You may not be seeing the options clearly and understanding that there is a way for you to get out of that. Now, Spirit is like, rarely ever do I ever see this in this position. Seeing the Fool there, Spirit is telling me that you need to go ahead and go with the flow. Go with the flow of what is happening. If you have an opportunity to experience something new, especially on an emotional level, you don't want to be blocking that out, because I really do think that Spirit is telling you that you need to just go with it. Take a leap. You can't sit with this kind of thinking that, nothing good is ever going to happen. Nothing good ever comes to me. You can't think like that. You have to stop doing that. And I worry here, but when I'm looking at the clarifiers for this, when you're looking at the Nine of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles, yeah, you're looking at what makes you happy differently. Are you really happy with what you have? And I think your thinking is starting to change on that. Now, on the other hand, for those of you who are dealing with a person, this person may not be very happy about you changing your mind about some things either. And again, that's only going to apply to some of you, but I do think that, you're just trapping yourself mentally. You got to stop doing that, right? I mean, Spirit is there. It's telling you, go with the flow of these events, right? And the singles, letting go of control issues, right? Letting things happen naturally. But when you're looking at the soul trees, intuition, detachment, and new energy that's happening, and new energy that's flowing into your intuition, and your intuition is telling you that you have to detach from that. You can't continue to block yourself like this. This bothers me. You need to get back to being that ass kicker and cutting through that kind of bullshit, knowing better, right? And being a little bit more open to the new emotional experience, whatever that Page of Cups is representing for you. It's something new, and it feels good. But I think that it's on such a different level for some of you that you're so used to a set way of thinking about things that it may just be one of those things where you're like, well, I don't know. But you're starting to question now. Are you really happy with what you have? Jealousy and wisdom. I would be careful about, the counsel that is coming through. You have to clearly decide what you know is right for you, right? Because anybody, including me, can come along and tell you, well, this, and that. But ultimately, you are the one that makes the decisions for yourself. What feels right for you, what you know is right for you, and what works for you. But I'm just saying that mental trapping is not good. Now, as far as jealousy goes, it could just be having to deal with these people who would rather keep you trapped instead of seeing you experience something new that would actually make you happy. Now, when you're looking at those of you who are in a relationship, reconciliation, wow. If you have somebody from the past that's coming through and you're starting a new relationship with them, there's going to need to be some healing of the past. I mean, yeah. Healing needs to happen all the way around, especially if you're hanging on to, a mental pattern that you had in the past with this relationship. And again, for those of you who are single, right, letting go of control issues. But I worry about what the outcome looks like, but I'm also hopeful, because I think once you start to feel the pain of this and feeling trapped, you're going to start questioning things. What really makes you happy, I think, ultimately is what you need to find out by the end of the week. What is going to make you happy? Are you truly happy with the things that you have? Or is there something new that you could be experiencing instead?